right, gang, we got a lot to cover today's video. Man, Yamaha, what are y'all doing? Y'all just jumped out the window with this one. So they sent me this right here, full disclosure. They and Guitar Center both collaborated and sent me this MGX16, which I'll be talking about in another video, but just to give you a preview of what we got going on over here. Today we're gonna check out this unit, which is the URX44V, which is an audio and video interface. So it's a multimedia interface for gamers, people that make beats, audio engineers, podcasts, all of that. That's their new series, and we're gonna check it out. So just to get y'all a little bit familiar with my channel, if it's the first time you ever checked it out, my first review was on a Yamaha Audiogram 6, and boy, I don't recommend that you watch it. It was very bad, but you know, that was probably about 15, 20 years ago when I did that. But we're gonna be checking out their new interface today. Full disclosure, Yamaha did send this to me alongside with the help of Guitar Center, and big shout out to both companies. I will have a link in the description box that is an affiliate link. They did not pay me to do this review. They just sent me a review unit and said, hey, here's some stuff. We appreciate you. They legit, hold on. They sent me this right here. They sent me a thank you letter, and I appreciate you guys over there at Yamaha and everybody over there at Guitar Center. I really do appreciate y'all. I know that makes some people mad, but you know, it is what it is. And if you don't trust my reviews because I'm getting stuff, I can totally understand. Looking at the top side of this unit here, it does come with its own power supply and a USB Type-C cable. As you would imagine, you will want to see some of this I/O stuff right here. So what I'm going to do is just turn it around so you can see it in proper vision. So you have your power supply right there. You have your USB main, which goes to your computer. You have an HDMI through, which basically you could send a signal inside of here and then monitor it through the through, or plug it up to another HDMI device of your choice. You have a micro SD slot. Yes, so this unit can record stuff, and that means it's perfect for doing podcasts and being able to do things in a analog standpoint or whatever. You have 4 XLR and 1/4-inch jacks in this combination of stuff that you can have as far as your inputs. So 4 inputs for that, and then you have a main out, and then you have a line out. So your main out will be for your speakers, while the line out would be for a mixer of some sorts. On the front of the unit, you have 2 headphone jacks, which are 1/4-inch, and then you have a headset jack for your gaming headsets, which means that you can plug up the audio right here, and then you can have your microphone running right there. And then you have an extra auxiliary in. One thing I forgot to discuss is this USB sub, where you can plug up a smart device of your choice. So you can have your iPad running into it, running audio in, or you can send audio out to your iPad. All the things that you could imagine can be done. So I'm curious to see how this will work with like an MPC Live 3 or whatnot. Turning on your audio interface will yield this splash screen, and then it will load everything else that will contribute to the audio experience. Once we load in, we have a more balanced look at what we got going on, as we have these encoders right here, which are not fixed encoders, they're endless encoders. So that means that you can navigate in many different ways here. These endless encoders do work in tandem with what's on the screen. And yes, this is a full touch screen. The screen looks phenomenal for what it is. And when you go and navigate to different tracks, of course, it will align with everything on the spot. The other thing that makes me excited about this audio interface, whatever you want to call it, because it does a whole bunch, is the effects. It has built-in effects such as auto gain, gating. So if you need noise gates on your microphones, you can do that. You can have compressor, you can pan, you can also level, and then you can EQ. And of course, if you tap on any of those parameters, you get a deeper look at what you got going on in front of here. And then that's when you see me use this encoder right here, or I like to call this the data wheel. This is like a data wheel on this joint, right? And if you click down on it, you can sweep through your frequencies, you can sweep up the frequencies, you can see all the things you can do, and you can touch the screen, of course, and then you can dial in more things. It does have different set frequencies. I don't want to get into too much detail, but you know, you could do a whole bunch with your EQ. You can turn it on and off, and then you can go right back out, and then you can mess with the compressor. You You can turn all these effects on and off at your free will as well. One of the deeper features on this unit happens to be the configurations that you can do. You can set up different things like the brightness, the language, and you can hit this back sign, this back arrow. The screen feels good. You can set up sampling frequency was inside of this, and you can set it outside of this too. So you can make it class compliant at 44.1. You can do 48. Of course, I do 44.1 no matter what. You can update, of course, and then you can set up power management just in case you have something going on that you don't want. If you want to have it auto turn off, you have different operational modes. You have standard, and then you have simple mode. With simple mode will help you navigate through different presets. You can set it up and see how you want your configuration to be like. So if you want a live music event, you want streaming, you want DAW recording, you can easily select one of these presets. If you have to go back and see which one is which, then you can do that. You can set up scenes. I'm gonna set it up for, DAW recording so we can see what we got over here. And it says tutorial introduced. And then you can just hit skip, and then you see you have less things on the screen, so it won't be overwhelming in simple mode. And then you can choose if you want to do reverb, dry wet, whatever type of microphone. Configure the microphone into a condenser mic, a headphone set microphone, which is in the front, none. You could do a whole lot here. The obvious thing that people will point out is this thing is a fingerprint magnet, bro. It's a fingerprint magnet. I guess the only thing we should do now is just test out how it sounds, right? To give you a general engagement of how the audio will sound like between the different devices, I will use my wireless microphone right here. I will use my audio interface that I've always been using, and then I will use the Yamaha. For general purposes, this is my microphone quality. It's not hooked up to any audio interface. It's just connected to my computer. This is the audio quality from the Mcree Audio Fuse Studio, the one I've been using for at least 6 or 7 years now. And this is the audio quality coming from the Yamaha URX44V. Now, I ain't gonna hold you. At times, it does seem like it dips off in audio quality, and I will have to show you by diving into the menu here. It goes into safe mode, and when you go through the auto game mode or whatnot, you get better quality or whatever, and it kind of stopped the audio for a second. So, don't mind me when I'm just getting used to this because I don't hear much when I'm listening to this inside of the unit. So, and there's other things too, if I wanted to complain about some stuff, I had to figure out how to route audio back inside of the unit or route it to another track. And there's no audio going on right here, but if I was to play my old audio that is on the screen, and this is the audio right now from you can hear my nasally ass. But yeah, so you can adjust the Yamaha, and it looks like it has a little bit of noise, if not a lot. Like if I wanted to adjust stuff like audio or something like that, let me go ahead and pull up some audio on my unit here. Like if I wanted to run like some of the audio sounds, you can adjust them in real time. Like it's its own track, but you have to route them. And the way that you will route them is by going into the track. And this is in standard mode or non-simple mode, standard mode. And you'll see send to, right? You'll see send to. And from send to, you will be able to go in here and then set up stuff. Like if I turn that off, here it's not on, simple as that. And it's set up to mix 1 and 2, and in order to do that I would just have to go into my settings over here. Like I just started using this, by the way, and I'm not going to go too far and too preachy into it. I'm just going to weigh in with my overall takes, but now you can hear that you can mix like sound and stuff like that. You can see the true potential in it, and you have to set up your output patch. Like if I was to set this to anything outside of mix 1 and mix 2, if I was set it to stereo, it would just kill everything. And those are things that you have to get used to. And that's the thing when you switch audio interfaces for the first time. And yeah, so let me go ahead and kill that. But yeah, as I go back into here, and you can also run it as all analog too, by the way. Like if you go into the output patches, you can do all analog, or you can do it through your USB. So that is some great options there if if you're trying to kind of counterbalance whatever you're trying to mix or trying to send audio in there.
You can also do HDMI as well. So that's one of the other things that I like about this unit. Overall build quality is great too. Overall, I'm gonna say I don't know what to think of this unit so far, though I am excited about some of the features on it. I'm a little worried, but that's how I was about my other audio interface, which happened to be the Audio Fuse Studio. And I had to just nosedive and have, multiple instances of just messing up before I ended up getting comfortable enough to use it and then get the kind of quality on this channel that I think you guys deserve. And keeping it real with you, I don't think that Yamaha's going to disappoint here. I mean, it has built-in DSP. That means I can use all kinds of effects, and I don't need my Alesis 3630, just to do things like noise gating and some compression or whatever. And that thing's just been on for a long time. I can use this, just one all-in-one unit, do podcasts and all this other stuff. If you're that type of person, I think it's the right thing for you. It does have 4 inputs, so you can have 4 different people talking at once, and you can put effects on everybody. Dude, there's a lot that this delivers on that many other audio interfaces don't. I mean, my Audio Fuse Studio does not have built-in DSP. Does it work well? It works very well, even though I can't talk. But I'll leave it up to you. Links in the description box. What do you think about it? I want to hear from you guys. Comment or whatnot. There's plenty of other things that we got to talk about because, man, this week is crazy.